Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach, and today it is Game Week 32. We're going to be talking about the fixtures, the players that I think we should look out for, and then also what the top transfers are that you guys out there have picked. Actually, now there are some things you got to look out for. So Arsenal played in the Champions League last night. Liverpool playing in it tonight. And then you've got the Europa League and the Europa League Conference still being played, where there's Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa all in action. Okay, so you could look at those two teams, those five teams as such. Um, for me, Arsenal, we are struggling at the moment. Hopefully, with the fixture we got this week is going to help. Liverpool have got an easier fixture, I would say, but they can still lose depending on what happens against uh, um, PSG tonight. Had to think about that one. And then Crystal Palace, Forest, and Aston Villa. Now, with that, have a look at the fixtures, because first fixture is a Friday night fixture, so it is a deadline. Okay, deadline is Friday night at 6:30. It is West Ham versus Wolves. Um, that's a big battle down below at the bottom, near the bottom of the table. Um, then Saturday you got Arsenal versus Bournemouth at the 12:30 kickoff, which I think is okay. Do we like the 12:30s as Arsenal? Not really, but we'll see. Brentford versus Everton, Burnley versus Brighton, Liverpool versus Fulham. Sorry, that's your 5:30 kickoff. That could be an interesting. At least Liverpool do have a home fixture. Then you got Palace versus Newcastle. Very interesting. Palace are at home in their Europa conference game, or UEFA conference game. Europa League, okay. Um, Villa are away, so it's Forest versus Villa, so that's quite an interesting one. Forest are also away at Porto, Villa away at Bologna, so that could be a bit of travel in first, but both of them do have the same problem. So that'd be interesting. Then you got Sunderland versus Spurs. One team fighting for Europe, team fighting for relegation. So that'd be interesting. Then we have a big game: Chelsea versus Man City, and then to round it off on the Monday night, we have Manchester United versus Leeds, which is going to be an entertainment game, and it has always been a bit of a hard game. So, hey, hey. Um, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the top transfers out. Now, for me, I do agree with some of these transfers that have come in. Now, I can understand why someone like Haaland's on this list, and Simeo and Riley, Gabriel. Because what a lot of people have done is they've done a lot of their uh, wild cards or free play because of the Arsenal and Man City Carabao Cup final. So a lot of those have been transferred out, or they've been transferred out on their free play, and then have come straight back in. That's one of the reasons why someone like Haaland is the same thing for me. Um, I think I did have Haaland in my original team, but then I did take him out because of form. I am looking at trying to think about, do I try and get him back in, or do I keep the way I team that I've got right now? At the moment, I'm going to probably keep the team I've got right now. Um, but someone like Danny Welbeck and Van Hickel, very good, very cheap, shall I say? And also, this is something I always look at: the points, uh, team selection, shall I say, is quite low, but their points are moderate. Now, Brighton do play Burnley, so that could be a good interest there. So watch out there. Um, Bruno Fernandes against Leeds can be a tough one, but it is at home. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top transfer out. I'm just going to say one person, Enzo Fernandez. Okay, he's got this mark on him. He's been made unavailable by his manager. A bit of in-house dispute. So he's been given a 2-game ban, shall I say? But why would you give your best player a 2-game ban here? Yeah, it surprises me. But as you also do see, okay, game week 34, they do have a blank. Okay, that blank is the 25th, 26th of April, which is the FA Cup weekend. So that's quite an interesting one. If we do look at that game week 34, there's still a few fixtures, mind you. There's 7 fixtures. So there's 3 fixtures that aren't available. Okay. Now that's Man City, that's Chelsea, and Leeds, who are all in FA Cup action. So those 3 teams that are in the FA Cup, those games are not available. So that could be an interesting one for the league title as well. But that is also where, like, your free hit and wild card are going to have to be used again, shall I say? So someone like Haaland, you got to do that dirty game by in and out. So that can confuse a lot. But does that mean there could be some double game weeks? Yes. We do look at Haaland. We do have a look at their fixtures. Okay. So at this present moment, that game week 34 game is now moved to a double game week. So we've already got a double game week. So that game now is not originally 34, been moved to midweek to game week 33. Now, if we look at Chelsea, okay, have they done exactly the same thing? Yes, they have. So you got to think, ladies and gentlemen, for the next game week, you have a double game week. So someone like Haaland is a very good option. So if you want to try and plan to bring him in right now, I would say look at doing that. Have a look at bringing Simeo in. I would say look close attention to those games for that double game week. And that could be very interesting. Now, Leeds. Leeds. Calvert-Lewin, let's have a look. So, they've also moved their fixture early as well. So, again, there's going to be teams that have got double game weeks. It's going to help a lot. So, for me, that double game week, you are looking like Bournemouth have got a double game week. Who was the other one that was got double game week? Burnley have got a double game week, and Chelsea with Brighton. So that's why someone like Danny Welbeck is got up there with that double. O'Reilly, Haaland, but Haaland's with that also from the last game week being a lot of people use their free play, or so there we go. Simeo, it's exactly the same thing. So I would start planning of doing those players right now. And that's something for me that I'm looking at as well. I'm going to try and see if I can get that. Or another one for your double game week is actually using your bench boost or your triple captain. That could be something you guys out there could use as well. Remember also, Man City will have another game week double as well because they've still got to play Crystal Palace. So that Crystal Palace game is still not being arranged. So Man City and Palace will have another double game week some point coming up. So look closely into that. Pay attention. But for me, those Chelsea players, well, maybe not for this game week, but maybe definitely for the next game week. You're looking at um, Man City, Bournemouth, Brighton. The people planning it right now, fair play to get them in. And I agree, you've got to get those players in ready for it now. So think closely, ladies and gentlemen, about how you plan it, what you do. Um, look closely. We're going to talk more details in tomorrow's video about certain teams you could play, not for this game week, or try and plan and get them in for this game week, ready for that double game week as well. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also comment down below what you think best team is for this game week. Goodbye from now.